What is up, T.O.Gs? So, I had so many plans this weekend. The weather's been actually good, and I wanted to get out on the Super Duke and shoot a ton of videos because I've been super busy. The weekends are kind of the only time I have to do editing right now, and so I planned on shooting a whole bunch of videos and then putting them together, editing them, and getting them ready to publish in the next few weeks. And then on Friday, which was a couple days ago, just terrible allergies. Now, if you don't live in Northern California or California in general, I think, and you don't experience allergies, then, oh man, you know, it is nice that we have year-round good weather, but at the same time, it makes it really hard, especially as someone like myself who likes to get outdoors to do things. I'm also making this video that's been like a multi-day shoot, so I've been out and it's requiring me to be outside. I don't want to give it away, but it's requiring me to be outside, and so I went out to shoot for that yesterday, and it just made things worse with my allergies. So fingers crossed here that that whatever's going on outside with the pollen and everything kind of just gets it out, gets it all out now, and then I can get back outside and get on the bike and finish up this multi-day shoot that I'm doing. So fingers crossed. All right, so we're in here shooting indoors today. We're shooting some videos actually that I've kind of been putting off because it's been so nice, you know, on the weekends, and I've been wanting to get out. So we're doing these videos that I've been putting off a little bit. So we're gonna get to those. And if you send in a question and ask me something, or ask me anything question before, and I didn't use it, we're hopefully gonna get to it here in this video. Actually made, in my notes, I made two different sections of Ask Me Anything questions. I was gonna do them all in one video, and then somehow those notes got misplaced and I didn't answer all the questions. So what do you know, here we are months later taking care of these Ask Me Anything questions. So we're just gonna hop right to it and get to these Ask Me Anything questions. The first one is from Biker for Life asking, according to you, do you think it is a good move for Harley to roll out new design bikes, or do you think they should drop prices to sustain it in the market? So this is a great question, and this is actually one of these questions kind of that in between me for answering like a long, like a whole video and just doing a quick hitter. But my short answer for this is yes, I think that they should drop prices to sustain in the market. The way that it's going, as far as feedback has gone for the Livewire so far, seems to be pretty negative. And if they think that they're going to roll out the Street Fighter in the next couple of years, the Pan American, they have a custom coming out, and they think they can roll these bikes out with really high price points, you know, it's going to probably make some of the people who buy Harleys happy, and you'll get people who have bought Harleys before who've got a large disposable income. But as far as people bringing people in from the outside who were maybe on the fence about buying a Harley, I thought that they were kind of on the right track with the Street Series, and that's kind of, the Street Series has kind of seemed to have been forgotten in all this talk about all these new models coming out. So yeah, I don't disagree with them trying to come out with new models and try new things, but what I do disagree with is the price points that they're coming out with these bikes for. Like I said, it's probably going to make some of these Harley riders happy. Obviously, when they decided to do this, there was some thought put into it, right? They didn't just say, oh, we're going to release these bikes and this is how much we're going to charge on a whim. You know, I would hope that they did some research and decided that, oh, these price points will work, we'll sell them, and we'll still maintain kind of our Harley premium brand feel. And that's what they're doing, and we'll see if it works. Thank you for submitting that question. That was a great question. Next question is from Ari Velez, and he says, I love the motorcycle on the new Venom movie. Have you seen that movie, and what do you think about that bike? Apparently there were two different motorcycles in that movie because they totaled the first one. So I bought the Venom movie, and I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know that Venom doesn't necessarily fall within that because I think it's licensed by Marvel but made by Sony. So I haven't seen Venom yet. I own it. I haven't watched it yet. Kind of tells you how my schedule is kind of crazy and haven't gotten to stuff that I want to get to. And I haven't seen the bike, but I will say this. Every time you see a motorcycle, a car, in a movie, there's probably a fleet of those motorcycles or those cars made for the movie. There's one for shots where they're just taking like a wide shot of the vehicle to get you a good look at it, and then there's the ones that they use to do the stunts, and then they just have extras just in case something goes wrong, right? A lot of these times these are custom made vehicles, custom made bikes, so if something goes wrong mechanically or a piece falls off or something, they can just throw the next bike or the next car in there into the mix. So definitely, I'm sure that there were more than one of those bikes that they made for the movie. I'm looking forward to watching it, and now that I mention it, I'll probably get to that sooner rather than later. All right, next question comes from Brian Frederick, and he asks, what is your favorite road to ride in your area? So in my area, we have a lot of country roads, and I prefer to ride on a road that's more curvy. The closest one in my area to ride is the road that goes around Lake Berryessa. It takes about half an hour to get there. There's a really fun road to ride in Forest Hill. That takes a little bit longer to get there than it does to get to Berryessa. So those are the two of my favorite roads to ride on. I like the vistas in both, but the roads that go around Berryessa are a little bit more fun to me. So if I had to choose between the two, I'd probably choose Berryessa, not just because it's closer, but because I like riding the twisties. So thank you for submitting that question. Oh, he has a second question, and Brian Frederick asks, say you were to move and could live anywhere in the United States, what state would it be, and how important would the motorcycle scene be in choosing where you relocate? Okay, great question. And this is again one of those borderline questions where I could do maybe a whole video talking about that. But first of all, yes, absolutely, the motorcycle scene and the weather would have a huge choice if I had to relocate. Knowing that I would have most of the year to be able to ride would have a large consideration on where I wanted to move. Frankly, if I was going to move, it would probably be because I was forced to move. I don't have any plans to move. Everything that I have family here, my job's here, and all of our friends are here. There's really no reason, but if I had to move, motorcycles and the motorcycle scene would have a huge impact of where I was going to move. Really, actually, that limits quite a bit where I could move, where we'd be able to ride most of the year. So it's probably somewhere in California. We had some friends move to San Diego. We had some friends move to the East Coast. And I know East Coast, pretty much anywhere I know, you're not going to be riding all year round. So anyway, I don't have any plans to move, but absolutely motorcycle and the motorcycle scene would have a huge impact on where I decided to move. So the other part of that question was, if I could move anywhere, where would I move? If I could move anywhere, I think I would stay where I am. If I was gonna move anywhere, I would probably stay in California. Like I said, San Diego. I know it's super expensive to live there, but so is the Bay Area here close, like the San Francisco area. Yeah, I think San Diego for me, just because of the weather, it's always nice down there. Okay, and Brian has a third question. Man, he's on fire. I appreciate these questions. And I've said this before on these videos, if you have a question to submit to me that you want me to answer, you can do it on Instagram, you can do it on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. You can submit it on my website at thatoneguymoto.com. And of course, you can always just submit your questions right here in the comments section of these videos. So let's get to Brian's third question, and it is, at some point when you get a sport bike, will you consider doing at least one track day? This is a great question. Obviously, he submitted this question before I got my bike. And yes, I would totally consider doing a track day. For me, it's about timing. It's not so much about money. I know that they cost a little bit to do a track day. But for me, I just don't have a lot of time. And you've got to plan it out for a day in the future. And for me, my schedule changes so much because of the theater productions that I do, that if I set out to do a track day or I put it on my calendar, knowing that I couldn't plan anything around that time, it's difficult for me to do that. So I'm kind of waiting for the right time to commit to a track day, but it's absolutely something that I want to do, and it's something that I'm considering doing. And I have a couple friends too that are considering it too. So I think it would be a lot of fun if I got out there with friends as opposed to just going out there by myself. And you know, you can have a good time. Obviously, you would have a good time and it'd be an amazing experience. But at the same time, for myself, it would be fun to do with somebody that I knew and somebody that you could share that experience with. Okay, last question here on the Ask Me Anything submissions. This is coming from Tony Wolf 75, and he asks, do you eat adobo, lumpia, and pancit? So, I don't even, this is bad because I'm a quarter Filipino. My dad's parents, his mom was from Guatemala and his dad was from the Philippines. And so, I think though what I kind of have always associated with the most growing up and as an adult is with the Filipino community. And there's a large community here in California, especially here. Closer you get to the Bay Area, I think. There's a lot of Filipinos around. But yeah, adobo and lumpia. Lumpia is one of my favorite foods. If I could just sit there all day and eat lumpia and not gain any more weight than I've already gained, then I would definitely do that. But pancit, I don't know what pancit is. That's all I've got for you today with the Ask Me Anything questions. Like I said, hit me up on social media, hit me up on my website, hit me up in the comments if you have questions that you'd like to answer. The Ask Me Anything series is really just for anything. It doesn't have to be motorcycle related, obviously. And if you just have questions about me in general or about what's going on with me, I'm more than happy to answer. So go ahead and leave those. Like I said, leave those for me to answer and I will get to them hopefully a little bit quicker than I did the questions that I answered today. I apologize for that. But I promise if you submit your questions now, we'll get to them much quicker than I did this time. Alright guys, that's all I've got for you today. If you like this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up down there, which is the like button. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Guys, if you are out there riding, be safe. And if you're not riding, get riding. I'm that one guy, and I am out.